Welcome back to the channel. Today's adventure was filmed on the 6th of December. It was on my local Munro, Loch Lomond. It was just at the beginning of a period of cold weather which lasted for a few weeks in December. It required an early start from the house and I left the car in the dark, so the film starts just before dawn. So just about to continue along here, we're almost clear of the forest, and then it'll be a case of just following the path up the ridge onto the plateau, and then we'll get the sunrise as we're heading across that, hopefully. Wee bit of snow up at the summit, so that looks interesting. Just a dusting though, not too much. So bring you back later. So starting to get light coming in the east there. Soon be able to put the head torch off. Loch Lomond is always a great hill for the short days of midwinter. Plus I always really like the view from it. I think it's got a fantastic view to the north, and if you're lucky you can see for miles across Scotland from the west to the east. So I know some people aren't so keen on it, but to be honest I think it's one of my favourites, especially at this time of year. So a good view there down to the southern end of Loch Lomond, the islands and the Highland boundary fault. Another thing I like about walking at this time of year is the contrast when you set off in the dark, and then as you continue up the hill you walk into the day, especially if it's a bright day and there's no cloud around. You get all the colours changing as we head into the dawn. So again, a fine view looking towards the south here. Just about 8:15 now, so I think the sun rises in about 15 minutes. As I walked across the plateau, the wind really increased and it became too noisy to record any audio at that time. So it was really a case of just getting the head down and continuing on the ascent. And at the same time the sun was rising in the south. There was a band of cloud, so I didn't see the sun's first rays, but as the sun rose higher in the sky, then it did light up the surrounding hills, which was a fantastic sight to see. It was great to see that the summit remained clear of cloud, and it made up for the very chilly wind and the early start. And then of course it was always that sunrise, which just got better and better. As I continued to climb higher, it didn't take long until I reached what I thought was the snow line, but I think there was more rime ice than snow, as the last couple of days had been cloudy and there must have been a formation of rime ice, but it certainly gave a real alpine feel to the remainder of the ascent. It wasn't long before I was approaching the beginning of the summit ridge. I always love this spot, just where the view opens out and you can see up to the north towards Benmore and Stibinian, and out to the east towards Loch Achray, and again looking south over the loch itself. So we're approaching the summit ridge now. It's been very, very windy. That whole section along the broad plateau and then up onto this part of the ridge, it was just a constant sort of easterly, maybe even northeasterly wind. Very, very cold as well. But for the first time in over an hour, managed to get out the wind. It's actually quite warm. We've got the sun up. Everything's icy and frozen up here, but as long as you're out the wind, it's not too bad at all. So I think about 10-15 minutes to summit, we'll get on and do some more filming on the way.
now. What a morning.
Just as I was approaching the summit, a little bit of high cloud started to move in. I was slightly concerned that it was going to mean that there was no view at all, but it actually added a real atmospheric feel to things, as the cloud partly obscured the sun in the south. And here I am just approaching the summit with the trig point. So it's just these few final steps. As you get to the trig point, you then see the north part of Loch Lomond. I really like the shadow you get from Ben Lomond heading north at this time of year. You've got an extensive view from the Alps. You can actually see Ben Nevis. I didn't see that this time. You could see up to Ben Lomstibinian, which was also towards Ben Lawyers. There was some shading activity there. And again, you can see right across towards Rangemouth in the east, and also towards Paps of Jura in the far west. After spending quite a bit of time at the summit, it was time to head down, as it was starting to get cold. But the sun continued to shine, and I was looking forward to the descent. I took a slight detour on the descent above the normal tourist path to get this fantastic view. And there's the summit of Ben Lomond, somebody up the top. What a beautiful day. I think I've been up this mountain more than any other hill in Scotland. It's probably my local Munro, and the views, if you go on a good day, they really are superb. It's been a really good day. I had a fantastic morning walk up to the summit of Ben Lomond. This seems like a good place to, I think, wind up the video. I'm just going to head back down the tourist path. I had thought of maybe going the ptarmigan route, but there's not really enough snow on the ground for crampons. There's not enough ice for crampons either, and it's quite slippy. Normally I walk with friends, so today I'm out on my own, and I just thought it's more sensible. You've been up the tourist route and the ascent, you know what you've got to deal with, so I'm just going to go back down the same way. I've got the crampons with me, it's not really the weather to put them on, and it is quite slippy. So I really hope you've enjoyed the video. It's turned out better than I was expecting. I mean, this view behind is just brilliant. It's really good. You can't beat a day like this. To think it's just almost midwinter. We're out on the 6th of December. It's actually not as cold if you're out the wind, although when we go back down into that east wind it will be chilly again. But it's been really good. You've seen all the views I was hoping to get. We've had the snow in the mountains up to the north, light covering of snow here. So I really hope you've enjoyed it. Now remember, you can follow Scottish Climber on Instagram and Twitter. I will put the links on the screen. And please consider subscribing to the channel. We're approaching 200 subscribers and it'd be good to get over that. So I appreciate everybody watching, and if you want any comments, I'll always enjoy getting them and replying to them. So I'll wrap up the video now and I look forward to catching you on the next adventure. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.